not farmers at all. They don't know where I came from. They are overwhelmed by me and the amount of work I do. I started in college just working on the community garden there. Jeff and I actually at the same time, because we met in Tahoe, and he was working at ski resorts and doing what he could, and I was visiting my sister one summer, and we met, totally not farming at all, and we both fell in love with it at the same time in Southern California. And so after doing different internships throughout the West Coast, you finally hit a point where you're just like, we're ready, let's do it ourselves. And so we went on this quest to find property, and we looked all throughout California and Southern Oregon, and we fell in love with this area, and we're so happy we're here. My husband and I joke that farming is a sickness, because people who are attracted to farming love to plan, they love to dream, and so you forget every year how crazy it is, and you come back to the season and you're like, let's do another market, let's start a farm stand, let's get 20 sheep and 100 chickens, it'll be so fun. The big whammy for next year is we want to start a farm stand. So we live on a pretty busy road here, and there's a rest stop and a campground right there, and kind of just focus on bringing people to the farm and strengthening that connection of like where food comes from. And we do 4 farmers markets a week, and basically every week is Monday harvest, Tuesday market in Ashland, Wednesday harvest, Thursday market in Medford, Friday harvest, and then Saturday we divide and conquer, and I do Saturday Medford market, and then one of our employees does Saturday Grants Pass market. I love food, and I think for me it's a bigger picture of growing healthy, sustainable food for our community. There's tons of issues of obesity, diabetes, and all that, and I think it's just part of the bigger education of making it more accessible. And I think we like doing markets because there is that relationship and that communication where you can get excited with the people about the food that we grow and eat.
This is like my method. I'm not just using sticky notes upon sticky notes, and eventually it's gonna get to me. Actually, I don't need that one. When I was picked as the writer, I pretty much kind of had a heart attack. I was very extremely happy. I actually kind of cried when nobody was looking, just because things like this don't happen to me, and I've been working so hard to get to this position, and I don't intend to stop here. I want to keep going. So my personal journey is just it's just want to be included. You just want to be able to tell a story just like everybody else and have the same opportunity. And being a woman of color especially, it's just there are a lot of stories that aren't told. There's a lot of voices that aren't heard. There's so many things in this universe that happen that people don't hear about, When I came to the thought of putting all this together for the script, it was basically the intention of telling the story of outcast. I wanted to tell the story of, you know, my life, my brother's life, all my friends' lives that I've worked with that have impacted me. That's what came to me to tell the story, was to open up about that. Something that you're writing for yourself, which granted, it is something that I love and I did write for myself, but because we made this like date like a couple weeks back where like, you know, let's see how we feel about around like March 7th, if this would be like a hard deadline to like, I had wanted to submit like the final version by like this March 7th, but like I want to be able, you know, I was talking to Kai a bit more, and like one of the things I still had envisioned was like being able to do like one revision draft with your guys' notes.
Yeah.
And then we can like sit down and then go through it after that.
I don't think that the purpose for the date was so much this has to be done.
No.
It was more so
The first thing I told him from the very beginning is like, I really want us to be very intersectional, to be very inclusive, not just because it's something in the script or it's because it's assumed. I've seen so many movies that I've just kind of just felt like it just fell flat. I just felt that the stories didn't hold to me. To me personally, you know, just being this woman of color spectator, it's just hard. I want to try and connect, but you know, these stories don't have any merit or value to me. I don't identify as black, but when I saw Black Panther, I cried so hard at the end of it because it was the first time and the only time that I truly felt represented. The last time I felt like that is when I saw Selena starring J-Lo, and even as a kid I was still like, well, J-Lo's not Selena, but whatever, I'll take it anyways, you know? And me being Mexican, like, I know, like, that my culture is totally, like, used so much for commercial use, you know, like there's no hesitation in people like stealing like the aesthetics, beauty of my culture, things like that, but there's no recognition in it, there's no nothing on it. And like, you know, I watch anything part of Mexican cinema and it's just beautiful, like the things that come out of it. I want to be a role model for little girls, like the way that I wanted one. I've been told to go back to my country, even though I'm born in Chicago. And I'm as American as they come. You know, I'm the American dream, and I won't stop.